Hey guys, it's Rob with Strategy Simple coming at you with another fun video today. This one is a topic that I'm actually pretty passionate about, and it's customer lifetime value. Can be reflected as LTV or sometimes CLV, CLTV, but it's a really important metric, and it's one that's simple to track that you can get a lot of benefit from. So this directly impacts revenue. It directly impacts cost savings or cost, and it also impacts your time and savings and how you can do things more efficiently and better. So what is customer lifetime value or LTV? Well, there's actually a really good definition from HubSpot, so let me share that with you. Customer lifetime value is a metric that indicates the total revenue a business can reasonably expect from a single customer account throughout the business relationship. So I really like that because it's pretty distinct, right? So how much will you make or sell to a customer for as long as they're with you? There's also a really good quote from Bain that I have as well, which is by knowing the total amount of revenue a person will generate or a company will generate, companies can make better decisions on how to acquire and retain the customer. So this is a really key concept around lifetime value. Is how can you effectively acquire them, and how can you retain them, right? So to me, those are really, really important questions. The real thing is what I always go back to is you can't improve what you're not measuring. So if you don't know what the value of your regular customers are, of all your customers, then you really can't improve that. So what gets measured gets managed, right? The other part is, and well, before I go on to that, how can you increase lifetime value of a customer? It's pretty easy, right? You can do book rounding, you can cross sell and upsell, you can do bundling. My insurance agent actually did a great job of taking an umbrella policy, and basically with the cost savings that I got from bundling, he's like, "Look, you get this umbrella for free." Well, now I've got multiple policies with him, and he increased my value. That's awesome. So the other thing is you can actually start to implement strategies around pricing, sales, marketing, and advertising costs, and retention. Like, what's your goal, right? So you want to reduce your costs and increase your profitability, but how can that do? We can do that with pricing, with what we offer, right? You can look at your carrier mix. You can look at how things are going at it. What can you do with limits and all that fun stuff. But then you can also look at, from a sales perspective, who are your producers targeting, right? Should they be going after the smaller accounts or going after the larger accounts? Larger accounts may not be more profitable. The lifetime value may be higher, and we'll get into profitability later. But it really allows you to look at how much revenue do you get, but also look at how much profit you get, right? So the lifetime value or lifetime profitability is a really good metric that you can track as well. All right. The other thing you can do is you can make decisions on your customer acquisition cost. And we're actually going to cover CAC. I did another video, a really short one, but I'm going to do one of these videos on customer acquisition costs too. But if you know the dollar value that it takes to get a customer, if you know how much it costs to acquire a customer, well, you can then really start to look at how much you spend to get them, right? So if you know that you have a lifetime value of $5,000 or $10,000 on a customer, then you can actually spend more to get them because you know how much that is or how much they're worth. One of the questions that I get all the time is, that's great, but if I'm going after them, what if they're not in my target niche? Well, actually, knowing your lifetime value actually helps you with identifying and pursuing your ideal customer profile, or what we call your ICP, right? And ICP and avatars, we're not going to get into that right now, but know that your ideal customer profile, what that framework looks like as far as who you want to do business with. You can really look at that based on the segmentation of looking at your lifetime value. Go through your customer base. What are the characteristics? Is it company size? If you're commercial, right? Company size, industry, location, number of employees, all of these different things. Segment that. Look at the different pieces, and you'll start to see patterns emerge as far as your best customers. If you're focused on direct to consumer, right? You're really just focused on personal lines and that kind of stuff. Same thing, based on policies that you've got with them, the coverages that they've got. Look at your carrier mix. Look at where they're located, how many kids they have, do they have a boat, like all these different things. Look at that, segment your customers, and you'll start to see kind of patterns emerge. And you can then target more like those, and we'll go into targeting in another video. So how do you calculate it? Let's talk about calculating the video here. So I just messed it up. Hang on. All right, I'm having technical issues. All right, so how do we calculate lifetime value, right? It's pretty straightforward, right? Is you are going to take the average customer value, right? You multiply that by the average customer lifespan with your agency or your business, and you get customer lifetime value. That's great, Rob. Give me a real example. Okay. Let's just say that the average client spends $1,200 with you per year, is worth $1,200. You can be profit, that can be premium, whatever you want to do. We're going to focus right now on profit. So you make $1,200 from a customer. They're with you on average 4 years, right? Your lifetime value is $4,800. It's a really simple metric, guys. It's not that complicated. So that's how you calculate it. But what does it mean, right? So you've got this really easy metric to track. You've got this, all of the numbers, so they should be in your agent's management system or whatever you're using to track your business. You should be able to pull this data pretty quickly. So I always like to do it based on profitability, like how much am I making for the business, not so much revenue, because you could sell them a lot and lose money. So you don't want to attract more of those clients, right? So use that system right there. So we're now going to go over and talk about why do you want to do it? Why is it? What can it help you do? Like, what are the things that it's going to really impact your agency? And the main thing is that it can increase retention. How can know my lifetime value increase retention, Rob? I mean, come on, right? Well, you're going to go through, use that segmentation we talked about, and your lifetime value, and identify those ideal customer profiles. And then you're going to be more focused on those clients. So increase retention based on lifetime value, because you're going to know who are your best customers and you're going to spend more time on them. You're also going to improve forecasting, right? So being able to make forward-looking decisions on your overall staffing, on what your sales and production team looks like, and other costs, right? Don't waste your spend, or worse yet, underspend and risk losing clients, right? So by understanding the lifetime value, you can improve your forecasting and know how you're going to be able to, where you should spend and allocate your resources. The last one is you're going to drive profitability. And you're going to be like, Rob, how am I going to do that? Well, if your lifetime value goes up, so should profits, right? And it's a pretty straightforward concept, guys. So if your lifetime value goes up, so should your profitability, right? So how are you going to do that? Increase their spend with you. Pretty straightforward. Keep them longer, right? You want to increase the total time of retention. So if you keep them longer, even if you don't grow revenues, figure out a way to get them to stay with you longer. Now, don't double your customer service spend or anything like that, but keep them longer. What can you do? Is it a communication thing? Is it a drip email? Is it a newsletter? Is it, cards? Whatever it is, focus on your retention and keep them longer. And then if you can sell them more, it's pretty straightforward, right? That's true organic growth. All of that from a really simple metric, right? It's not rocket science. I'd like to say that it is, because I'd like to feel I'm real smart. So I have one question. Do you need help with implementing a strategy to do this? If you do, reach out to me. Let's schedule a quick call. I've got some tools that I can share with you. I've got some really simple templates you can use that will help you understand this better and calculate it. And that's it. So this one's a little bit longer, 9.5 minutes today. Hope you have a great day, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.